thank you for joining me if you can. Sorry for that error. Like you know, I told you I've been trying a new system lately. And of course, it comes with its own hiccups and mistakes and things of that nature. So I'm streaming from my computer, but this time I'm going to try to stream it from my phone because it's supposed to have mobile streaming capabilities and all the things that you see on my lives when I'm on a computer. But as you can tell, that's not what is going on. Yeah, so I'm struggling. So forgive me. Let me see if this make a difference. Nope, that doesn't make a difference either. All right, so back to my focus. So, one of the things I wanted to be able to discuss with people tonight, we're taking a little, first of all, let me say that we're taking a little break from live energy readings. We'll get back on that next week. One thing I wanted to be able to do is to share my healing process with everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to seem like the whole thing that I do is to help everybody else heal, and I somehow maxed out, I hit my peak or something of that nature in the healing process. But it's a continuous thing for me and everyone else. That's the one thing that they don't tell you. It's not an easy fix. Like after you finish this one project, you're going to be fully healed and all together and ready for the world and things of that nature. But like I know that's not quite how it goes at all. So one of the things I want to try to address tonight is the root chakra. So the root chakra, for the most part, is supposed to be about grounding and how you ground yourself. And generally when people give you ideas on how to address your root chakra, is generally stuff like go outside, walk in the grass. And I say stuff like that too. But a lot of times being able to spend time in nature requires a certain level of time commitment, and you don't always have the availability for that time commitment to be outside. You know what I mean? And then another thing that I said is that a lot of this healing process and trying to find ways to ground yourself is connecting to some of the activities you used to do as a kid. And for me tonight, that's exactly what we're going to address right quick. So in the root chakra, so I'm going to connect to an activity that I used to do as a kid, and I'm going to do an activity that also allows you to ground. And this is one thing that works for me. If you are a planter, plant mama, plant daddy, anything like that, then you too can find some benefits from this. So what I am going to do tonight is bring the outside inside. So when I was a kid, I was always an outdoor kid. I was the kid that would be up at 7 o'clock in the morning and be out until until the street lights came on. Cause like I know, we definitely had to be in by the time the street lights came on. If you are talking, I don't like this streaming setup right now. I just don't want to change it because of what we're actually doing. But I can't see you in the chat at all. So please be a little patient with me. I will go back through the chat and look at the comments, and I will reply to the comments, when I get the opportunity to. So, with being an outside kid, I used to be able to roll in the grass and play in the dirt and all that stuff. And it was why to this day, I still think, I was a little allergic to grass because, I'm one of those people, you playing it long enough, it'll get me a little itchy, but I ain't care. I was going to be outside. Like I said, 7 a.m. to the street lights came on. I remember even if it was storming outside, one of my favorite lines from Scarface, the rapper Scarface, he said, he talking about it on that song, My Block. And he talking about his homeboy. I had a homeboy just like this, and I was the homeboy. He said, even if it was storming outside, my nigga be by on my block. And that was me. So I had a homeboy. I ain't give a damn if it was pouring down rain. Me and this dude would be outside playing in the rain, having our straw races. So then another thing that I know that wound up being helpful is bringing it outside. And then from my experience in the classroom, I had sensory children. So I know bringing it outside in the classroom was part of the curriculum, but I never really thought about using it as a way to ground myself. Now, I know it definitely worked for some kids. You got sensory kids who like to play and everything, and then you have sensory kids who don't want to touch anything. And so you got to be prepared for that. And I know the other day I took you guys on a little trip with me when I went plant shopping. So of course tonight we are going to make that terrarium live and direct. So I want you all to be able to take part of this with me. I got all my materials together. Let me turn this camera around so we can see what's cracking. So I got my little plants over here on the side. They're going to go in the terrarium, as you can see. Boop, boop, boop. Don't worry about this rag. I use this to dust my hands off when I'm playing in the dirt. And then I have all my supplies over here. Let me move my little remote control from in front of the setup. I have my squirt bottle, boop, 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 boop. And of course, my plants only get the purest of distilled waters. And I actually bought one of these little home and garden little terrarium kits only because it comes with a lot of the supplies that you need. It definitely doesn't come with everything, so I'm not even gonna pump fake like it does. But it does come with a little bag of rocks. Got some sand going on here. And these rocks, right? So those came in the kit, and this stuff right here is supposed to be moss. I don't know what it is. I don't trust it to say sheet moss. I'm gonna have to do a little more research before I start putting this stuff in there. And then I have another set of rocks, and I had to go and buy this activated charcoal. This is supposed to help it to stop from molding and things like that. So when I open it, it won't blow my nose out. And then I got a big thing of dirt right there. All right, and we're gonna put it in, and this is my nice little container where the new family of plants are going to go. Hold on one second, turn this back around. Forgive me for that pause. I was trying to make sure that it's working. Like I said, I'm trying to do it on this Streamlabs app, and it's supposed to make it all easy, but as you can tell, it won't even post on my page. I had to make some more. Well, we got this weird business page that no one even knows about that I had to make, and it only streams from there. But now when I'm on the desktop, it stream from wherever I want to. But technically we're supposed to be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So YouTube and Twitch, thanks, because I don't think you're having the same problems as Facebook is, because at least I'm streaming on my page. But anything, I want to talk something interesting about that dirt. I'm going to show you again, but I'm not even finna flip the camera because that was crazy. So all that to say, listen, when I started growing plants, I joined plant groups in Facebooks, and I joined 2 specific groups, right? And it's ironic, and not to be, one of the groups is majority white, and one of the groups is called Black Planters, right? And I get so much information from both of them, and it gives me both sides of the spectrum. And one of the biggest arguments that go on in plant groups, and if you're in a plant group, is bugs. Oh my God. And the first group I joined, the majority white one, when it came to bugs, they had all the solutions for bugs. I mean, I'm talking about, you can put cinnamon on the dirt, you got stuff you can spray on it, fungicide. They talking about wipe the leaves down with alcohol. They got all these remedies to get rid of the bugs. And I remember the first time I repotted some plants, man, I had gnats from every fucking where. It was so many damn gnats. That shit was, it was just so disappointing. So perfect time to be in the group that knows how to get rid of all the bugs, right? And for me, a lot of people say this technique works, but when I tried it, it definitely had my plants was looking at me like, if you don't get this off of me. So I tried to sprinkle the cinnamon on there. So I guess it's supposed to drown the larvae, kill the larvae or anything. I don't know. But anything, it didn't work. It only killed the bugs, and it seemed like it only killed the plants. And it seemed like the damn the gnats was getting stronger. They was getting big, like they was turning into flies and shit. So ironically, I wound up getting one of these it's a little machine. I don't have it right now because ironically my mama started having that problem and I gave it to her because it was the only thing, but for the most part it was just a sticky trap for gnats. But it's kind of like a mosquito zapper. It's a round little canister and it has a little blue light on the top, but I don't know what it does, where it permits some sound waves that I can't hear or something like that, but it attracted all the gnats and they were stuck on the bottom of the glue trap, and after about a week so I ain't have any gnats. So I don't know about, maybe the cinnamon on the dirt still helped with the larvae and not the live gnats, but I can tell you what, wasn't no more gnats coming up out there, or maybe I killed them all so they couldn't lay any more eggs, so I ain't care. So now I joined the black planting group, right? And I'll never forget, one day they had the biggest argument in there over that dirt I was just talking about. And it was split down. Well, it wasn't even split down the middle. It was probably about 15% of the group started bringing up this idea of baking your soil before you use it to repot and stuff like that, right? And they argued and people talking about how your house gonna smell like poop and how you gonna use your dishes and are you gonna put it in your own dishes that you cook your chicken in and all that stuff. And I'm tell you what, the people who baked their dirt were hella confident. Like they ain't like, all right, well, you ain't got to do it. That's you got to fight bugs and all that. And I was like, yo, these people got a level of confidence where they're not even talking trash. They just telling you the facts of what it is. I'm gonna try that. So according to them, in their theory, you bake it at about 250 for about 30 minutes, and it will kill all the bug larvae and all the bugs that are in the dirt. And let me tell you something, if you get you a bag of potting soil or anything to do with plants, one thing bugs love is dirt. So the chance of it having some dirt or a bug in there is high as hell. So I actually took the risk. So I went to the dollar store and got some of these $1.10 pans, because you don't gotta cook it in you don't gotta cook it in your goddamn your pots and pans that you make your chicken in for Thanksgiving or whatever. And I got some and I baked it in there, and then the next time I potted my plants, I tried that and I ain't have any issues with bugs, larvae. I haven't had any issues with bugs, period. And since then, I've been using that method, and I am on that baking soil before you repot your plants train like hell. I'm on it. I mean, I'm on it because it works. All right, so now we talked enough about that. I'm going to start this little process. So I know as much as y'all would probably love to continue seeing my beautiful face, I'm going to try to turn this camera around. And I promise you, it's supposed to be a setting where I can use both cameras, but it's acting crazy right now, so I don't think it's doing that. Let me turn it around. Okay, so now we turned around. Again, I already showed you the castle that all of this will go in, and I'm going to talk to you as I do some of this, and you can see what's going on. So I'm gonna start with the sand. Boop, 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 boop. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a layer of rocks and stuff like that, so your plant roots won't rot later on or anything like that. So if it winds up getting too watered or condensation becomes too much, you do want to have a place for the excess water to go, and that is the layer that we're making here. So I'm going to pour it, and you don't really have to put sand in there first. You can just start with the rocks, but I'm going to put sand in there. Oh, give me 1 second. I got so much going on. Yes, I know the freezing when I change vantage points is crazy. I hate that. So now I know one of the complaints of this app. So yeah. So I think the next time what I'm going to do is I need to find me a Bluetooth camera, or I'm going to try to connect my phone as another camera, and then yeah, I'm just gonna stream it from my laptop. So I appreciate you rocking with me and being patient, but we're gonna blame this on technology. And they say it makes your life easier, but I always say they've never seen a group of adults standing around a printer or me trying to stream on my phone on Streamlabs. All right. So again, you do want a layer for the excess water to go once the condensation starts, or if you ever happen to overwater it. And you, like I said, you don't want your roots of your plants to be sitting in that water. So I'm just gonna take that and pour some sand in there. Now you can, like I was saying earlier, you can go straight to the rocks, but yeah, I just don't want the rocks straight on there. And see, doing this right here allows me to play in the dirt and all of those things I used to love as a kid. When I was talking about bringing the earth back indoors with you. So try to spread this out evenly. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got these nice little tools, so maybe I can use this to spread it. It does help a little bit, because my hands was not making it crack at all. All right, so you don't want it too thick. That's probably thicker than what I really wanted it. But oh well, it happens like that. Put my brush back down. I ain't even use the whole bag of sand. So I'm going to use a mix of these rocks, and of course this is going to create that layer. What do they call it? A substrate layer or something like that, where the excess water will go. I got these rocks right here from, where did I get them from? The same place I got this from, Hobby Lobby. Wasn't too expensive. You can go to Hobby Lobby. This is about, you see it right there, $3.99. And the reason why I'm saying that too, because I've seen places charging $20, $30, all this wild prices for activated charcoal, but the craft stores have it a little cheaper. So I'm going to start with these rocks, and I'm going to mix a little of these rocks in. I do want to be mindful that I don't want to get like super duper heavy, because I am going to have to move it to its place. So sprinkle a couple rocks in there. And I really want to use the majority of these rocks, so I'm about to drop this whole bag in there. So I do want to take some time and spread the rocks out a little bit. I may need to add a little bit more of the bigger rocks, because I do want to make sure I have a good solid layer of protection for my plants. I don't want plants to die from overwatering. I'm a serious plant daddy, and I love my babies. You heard? I ain't even lying to you about that. I'm gonna add a few more rocks to it, so I can get me a good solid layer. All I got is the bigger rocks right now, but they're gonna jump. I do kind of want to pack these down, because after I put the rocks in, I'm gonna put this layer of the activated charcoal. Like I said before, it is a filter, and it keeps it from molding and things and stinking and anything weird going on with this. Okay. And I got a couple of rocks on my little thing, so I'm going to spread those out too. And you see, being able to interact with nature a lot of times is the grounding thing. It does, like being able to play in dirt does get rid of negative ions in your body. So one thing that I always tell people, don't take my word. Like the people who know me know I've already done my research. So you can take my word, but if you don't know me, yeah, you don't got to take my word. Do your own research, find out for yourself, and make an informed decision. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is this activated charcoal, and I'm going to tell you, be prepared, because this thing, when I open this thing up, it whooshed. It had me scared. It was charcoal everywhere. And I'm glad I do got my little handy dandy brush. And just spread that all over the base of it. You can remember, this is a layer of protection for your plant babies. And go ahead and don't be afraid. Use that whole thing. Because you definitely don't want to come home and thinking you ain't take your garbage out, man. It ain't the garbage. It's the terrarium you called yourself making when you was trying to ground yourself. Don't mind me, I be tripping. Faith, I know you all here, girl. I appreciate you too. I don't know why this thing won't let me stream from my page, so. And I'm gonna take this, spread that out a little bit, make sure it's even. Well, I probably should have a COVID mask on with this thing. Oh, look at me making a goddamn mess. All right, well, activated charcoal ain't gonna kill your plants, so that's a good thing. And now I'm gonna use these white rocks. And I may use a couple more of the big rocks again. I probably should have used the big rocks and these white rocks first, and then the other rocks on this top of this layer before I put the soil in. But I just don't want to put the soil straight on to the activated charcoal. So I'm putting another little layer of rocks going down in there. And trust me, they in there. It's just that activated charcoal is no joke. Then I'll probably put a couple more of these little rocks too, just to make sure it's safe. You do want to be mindful on how many rocks you add. And I know right now it probably seems like I'm just free falling, but I did put all the rocks in here at one time and check the weight of it, because you don't want it too heavy. It's not like you're gonna be moving it a lot anyway, but you do definitely want to check the weight of it, because you don't, depending on what type of container you use, it might not have the bottom support that you need. And honestly, doing this, you can use any container that you want. If you do a little research on it, you'll see people doing them in glass jars. You'll see people doing them in, I want to switch my camera around again, but I know it's going to flip for a second, but it's going to pause for a second, but nah, fuck it. So now that I got that in there, I'm going to add a little dirt before I put my plant babies in there. So there go my baked dirt sitting there waiting. I got a story about these rocks. So these rocks serve as reminders. They're going to be decorations in here, but they serve as reminders of my first attempt at trying to do a terrarium. Trust and believe, all the plants died. I didn't do it with any rhyme or reason. I did it with an ex for real, and she did all the research. So, you know, we was just in there free falling. It was wild. But anyway, we went on a walk one day and she found these rocks and she was like, I want to put these in the terrarium. And I think these are If you know me, you know I take this rock to skip across the lake so fast. So, but I ain't gonna skip the rocks today. So, I am going to add a little dirt. So, this is my baked dirt. I'm just gonna pour some in there. I do want about 2 inches, inch and a half layer of soil in there. You want to make sure you do give your plants enough room to be able to grow. Well, not the plants themselves, but of course the plants themselves are going to grow. But then again, you also want the roots to be able to have somewhere to go. And that looks about it. Nah, I'll put a little more because you know I'll be wilding. Enough ain't enough. All right. Yeah, I keep thinking about that moss because it feels like it's supposed to go in there. Like I need some moss. But knowing me, I'll probably just add some other stuff later on. Yeah. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this squirt bottle and get my squirt on. This for the most part will. I'm trying to flip the camera again. Oh, it worked fast this time. Whoop, 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 whoop. We in there. So my squirt bottle for the most part is to make sure that I moisturize. Well, for the most part, it ain't even moisturized. I just like saying that word. But it's to make sure that I, for the most part, water the plants before I get there. And before I even put my little babies in there, trust me, I gave them a nice little water. And I'm going to put this tall guy in first. Whoop, 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 whoop. Because I want him to be the centerpiece. I've been wilding, don't mind me at all. So yeah, I'm gonna take all my little plant babies out because I'm going to pour their leftover dirt into the carrying box. So I do want to put the red one, and you know the bad thing is normally I look to see what my plants are. I have no idea what these are. I just picked them. Listen, I've been talking about all this healing and all that stuff. One thing it taught me to do is just go with your intuition. So I don't second it. I'm still, I say I don't second guess my intuition, but I'm a human. So I do have my moments, but for the most part, I'm doing better than I've ever done. I don't even like ferns like that, which is wild. All right, so I'm going to flip this camera again. Maybe we back in business and it won't be so slow. Hey, look at that. It wasn't even that slow this time. And I swear it's supposed to have a screen up there where I'm supposed to have both cameras. You're supposed to be able to look at me while I'm doing this. But as you can tell, I'm going to move greenhouse back a little bit so you can see me take the dirt out of this. And I'm going to use my little shovel. But I ain't going to use the shovel to get this out of there. I'm going to use it to put it in there. I actually probably don't even need it to put in there. But we here. So I'll give it a little squeeze. Surprisingly, plants they fragile, but they're a little more durable than people give them credit for. And plants of this size, I'm not worried about cleaning off. Oh, it was 2 in there. You thought you was slick, huh? See, I ain't even know they put 2 babies. Oh my. I'm missing singing songs and shit. That's another thing that makes me feel good. So I move it around, get a little hole going on. pack some dirt around it. Pow, pow, pow. And that bad boy's planted. Check him out. Check him out, check him out, check him out. Now let me get this little cousin. Get you in here too. I'm actually gonna keep you guys close because you look good that way. Keep it 100. You look good the way I bought you. So all right. I'm gonna do 2 pink ones, 2 red ones. All right, and as I said before, I'm gonna hit that fern next. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Squirt the soil. So let me mist it down in there a little bit. Don't need a lot. Remember, my plants drink only the purest of pure distilled water. So, yeah, that's what this is. Try to pack down there and make sure they in there good. Let me get this crazy fern. I feel like they tipping. All right. Now we're gonna work on this fern next. See if I can put that there without having to. Oh no! One of the leaves didn't survive. All right. Let's see what this fern do. Oh, you tried to come out big. I am going to take a little bit of dirt off this fern. But look at them roots. Look super healthy. Although he look a little dry. Now this is probably the one that was the most dry. This thing was dirt dry when I watered it earlier today. But I'm going to put him in the corner. Which is funny. They try to say don't put him in the corner, but yeah, they're crazy. Here we go. Where my shovel at? They swear it's the condensation and all that stuff, but my fern gonna love it. All right, here we go. Stick that down in there. It ain't like I got a lot of space anyway, so yeah. I probably would throw a little dirt in here after I get all this going. That's plant number 2. And that's gonna make me feel safer if I add a little layer of dirt to this once I get done. Let me show y'all what it's looking like now. There's 2 plants in there. Glass on top. So the next ones we're gonna deal with is I'm gonna plant this pink thing. And ironically, hold on. Oh, maybe I got it upside down. Yeah. So ironically, boop, 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 boop. Give me 1 second. No, it's not upside down. Yeah, ironically, after I bought all these variegated, and variegated normally means have those colors in it like that. They said try not to get too many variegated plants. You crazy. But of course, this little pink thing going in there, and this, yeah, it definitely looks like some of your cousins. That's going in there too. You know what I'm talking about? Puff, puff, pass. Oh God. I'm gonna turn this around. I appreciate y'all patience while I do all this wild stuff, man. Cause I know last time I streamed, it went off and I was not able to get back live. So I'm trying to make sure that's not happening again. Like I said, I doubt I will use this mobile app to stream again. Although, I don't know. It has good intentions, but as you can tell, they still got a lot of work to do. So I am going to put this one a little in the corner, but I got to get it out of a little dirt first. Woo! This bad boy is working. He got leaves. I mean, roots everywhere. Go ahead, little daddy. Get some of them. I don't really want to mess up the roots. Move this to the side. Yeah, I definitely laid down something that I don't mind getting dirty. So move that to the side. Poke that down in there. Boop, 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 boop. And then I got that one more plant to do. Then we got a whole little ecosystem going on. I'm gonna put a little, not a full ecosystem yet. I do plan on adding some bugs at some point, but I gotta make sure the plants survive for a little bit. All right, let's take this last plant out of the container. And as you can tell, it allows me to play with the dirt, the rocks, all this stuff, all the elements of nature that help to get rid of those negative ions I'm experiencing right now without having to be outside burning up, going on no nature walk, anything like that. And then for my own self, I always wanted an energy of growth. Oh my God. Yeah, this thing was ready to get up out of there too. All right. Let me see how I want to do this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to split you up. So I'm going to put one there and one there. Since you, okay, well, never mind. I thought you wanted to be split up, but you didn't. So I'm going to put that fern. Look like it's going to take up some space. So I'm going to put you over here. Oh, hold on. Let me get up. Get them down in that little hole. Pack some dirt around them. There you go. I got the family going on in there. Move my little excess dirt bucket. Let's see what's going on. Right. Got them going in there. Now let me put my memory rock. Well, scratch. I ain't gonna put my memory rocks in there yet. I am going to add a little more dirt. So I can have a good layer where all the plants have enough dirt around them. And I will use that brush to dust them off. Once I get done, let's go, let's go. All right, you see me just dropping something in there, spreading it around with my hands. Move you a little bit away from the window for real. So you do got a little space to grow. This is just some of this leftover baked potting soil that I had. I told you about the whole process of baking. I'll make sure I get it over there in that corner. It looks a little low over there. Yeah, plants can be funny as hell about when the sand gets low. I mean, the soil gets low, not the sand. Yeah, most plants don't mess around with sand. Now, All right. Somebody told me they couldn't hear me, so I needed that notification. Thank you very much. So I accidentally pressed the mic button. Doing too much, for real, for real. I wish this worked the way I wanted it to. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta go get one of my babies. Since I got a little leftover dirt, one of my other plants need to be topped off. As crazy as that sounds. Hold on. I'm still here. I just didn't want to take you on the tour with me. All right, now this plant really don't got nothing to do with the terrarium, but you see, it looks a little low and needs some love going on in there. This is my black cardinal philodendron. Like I told y'all, I love philodendrons. So this is my black cardinal philodendron, and they're looking sad. Oh no. Put a little dirt in it. You might as well watch it too. I'm just gonna take a handful. Make sure I spread that around. That thing been low for a minute. And you be looking at me like, man, you don't put some more dirt in here. See, he been upset with me too. Now, of all my philodendrons, this one probably grows the slowest. So, if you get one, don't be disheartened. They just grow slow. My moonlight one, that one was probably a baby when I got it, and now it's super huge. Here, I'm gonna take you on a quick tour. Don't tell nobody. You're just gonna have to look at my flow for a second, cause yeah. Oh, I will show you. I love my pool table. That's something else I do to help myself get grounded. That's my moonlight. That thing was tiny when I got it, and now that's just about a year. It grew crazy. All right, here we go. We're going back to the plant family so we can wrap this up. Hey, man. All right, so now enough dirt in my black cardinal. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little tab back in there. And now I'm gonna get my mist on. Now maybe I'll dust a little bit more. They look a little sad still. So, you know that fern is over there like, man, listen, you don't stop playing with me. As long as you grow. All right, so now I'm gonna make sure that they're watered. Mist them up in there real good. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna mess with this moss. Like I was saying, I gotta do a little bit more research on it. It came in the kit, but I don't think this is real moss at all. It don't feel real. I don't know. As far as I got is sheep moss, but yeah, that's still, I don't think so. I definitely don't trust Better Homes and Garden. Now I gotta put my memory rocks in there. Put one right there. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm gonna put my skipping rock right here. Boop, boop, boop. And that is my terrarium for the most part. Let me give you the angles. Yeah, that's nice right there. See, now I feel all grounded. I'm lying. I feel like I played in dirt, you know what I mean? But I definitely do feel a little bit calmer. I probably was dealing with some grounding issues earlier this week anyway. So this has been good for me. And I do got a little rake and stuff, but I don't think I'm about to rake nothing. And then if I need to move these babies a little bit more, I got little tweezers. If I need to move anything. So I am going to add a couple of, I forget what they're called, spring something. But those pretty much are cleaners. And when I add them to the ecosystem, I will let you guys know. But like I said, we got to make sure that the plants are actually surviving. Turn this around, see if we get some action. All right, we back in business. Move some of this out the way. We can wrap this up a little bit. Yeah, my friend was sending me messages talking about I had to put some stuff away. I'm still giving it a little squirt, 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 squirt. And then I'm going to take it and put it right beside that moonlight philodendron after I close the lid. You want to see how I do? One of the things that I read said leave it open for about an hour, so maybe I won't close the lid. I'm just gonna move it over there. But again, I want to say I thank you for watching this live, and I appreciate you supporting me while I try to grow some things. If you next week we will get back joining me. I appreciate you being patient as I try to stream from my phone with this streaming app that's supposed to make it a thousand times easier, but as you can see, it made it 1,000 times something, but I just don't know if it was easier. Again, I took this time to build this terrarium to share with you all a part of my healing process and one of the activities I do to help me ground. It allows me to get in touch with some of the things I used to do as a kid and some of the things I really loved as a child. So I thank you, and I will see you guys next week with another energy reading. Thanks. Doo, 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 doo.